turn off my bike real quick. I built this bike by myself. This is 1,000 cc's. In case you don't know who I am, I go by Extreme Life Darius on all social media platforms. And I just got pretty tired of all the fluff that I see on the internet. It seems like people don't want to be real these days. So let's go over who this is for, okay? If you're a rider that wants to get full control over their bike, like you want to completely master full control. A lot of guys will throw it around lightly. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable. Yeah, I got control. But when that bike lifts up, that front wheel comes up, what happens to all that control, bro? You chasing, you can't slow the wheelie down. You probably don't even know how to get it up. You know what I mean? You're not locking in that balance point, maintaining speed. You're not dropping back. If you want full control, that's what it looks like. And this is where you get it. Now, you may be tired of watching YouTube videos. You come to find out it's surface level information. You're like, wow. I watched this video, I watched this guy is saying something different. All these people saying something slightly different. They're on a different bike than I'm on. Does it even apply to me? All these things. And then you go outside and you try it and it doesn't click. You do what you can do and then you hit like a ceiling. You start to plateau. If that's you, man, you're in the right fucking place because surface level is not gonna get you to where you wanna go. General information, like shit that you can Google, surface level information. That is not elite level information. If you want elite level information, 9 times out of 10, you may have to pay for it because it's valuable. Now, I discovered a method that allowed me to learn how to wheelie on 1,000 cc's in 30 days without looping the bike. Now, it was an accident of me discovering this. Everyone else and their mother told me I had to crash the bike numerous times to learn how to wheelie the bike, learn how to get it under control. That wasn't my experience at all. I literally been riding motorcycles since the age of 7 years old. That's 2 decades. For about 15 of those years, I was average. I blended in with every other rider. How was it that I had rode for 15 years and I had no idea what to do when the bike came up? It's because you only get good at the skills that you do. So if you're not spending time with the bike like this, you're not getting good with the bike like this. But how do you get good with the bike like this without falling? That's a catch-22. Now listen, there's a way to approach it where you break it down step by step and you gradually learn it. You can develop your muscle memory in a safe way to where you can learn this whole process, train your muscles correctly so where you can learn how to do it safely. There's riders all over the world struggling with this and no one has provided a solution. It will tell you go on YouTube, it will tell you buy a Grom, keep practicing and loop that bike out until you figure it out. You're basically saying here's a hammer, here's a nail, go build your house. Like what? You're saying it's just practice, it's just seat time. Bro, I've been riding for over a year. How long does it take to learn a skill? It doesn't take that long. The only way it would take that long or longer is if you're doing it incorrectly. You can never do the wrong things and expect to get the right result. That's insanity. You know that, right? So anyways, I rode dirt bikes all growing up, doing motocross, all of this stuff. I thought I had pretty good control over the bike. But when it came to lifting that bike up, I was completely clueless. I was lost. And it wasn't until I got on a sport bike where I was like, oh snap, I'm going really fast on this thing. It's 1,000 cc's and I wanted to learn how to wheelie it. I was tired of speeding down the highway, weaving in between cars. I caught a death wobble for the first time and it scared the crap out of me. I said, man, I don't want to be going 130 plus and have this one thing go wrong and not be it. Like, I'm just going too fast, bro. Like, I want to have fun, but this ain't it. Like, I do like my life. A lot of guys think that motorcycle riders don't care about their life. That is the complete opposite, bro. I really do care about my life, and I want to learn things safely. I want to have my fun safely. So when I was like, all right, I'm done speeding, maybe I can learn how to wheelie. I won't be going as fast, you know what I'm saying? If I take a tumble, you know what I'm saying? I should be okay. I might be a little banked and bruised up, but I'm willing to play that game. So I said, okay. Kind of did what I knew how to do from my dirt bike days. You know, I could pop the clutch a little bit. I could chase it out a little bit, right? But then I maxed out. I was like, all right, where do I go beyond this point? I feel like if I go any more, I'm going to loop the bike because I knew I didn't have any rear brake control. I didn't understand what I was doing. So I said, okay, how can I learn this in the safest way possible? Immediately, I said, okay, I need to find the best rider in my city and reach out to him. I'm going to find the best rider in my city, someone who actually knows what they're doing, and I'm going to ask him for advice, right? That's the logical thing to do. But come to find out, I went and talked to him. Long story short, he takes me under his wing. It became a Mr. Miyagi-Danielson relationship. Being quite honest, I was a young grasshopper. I was eager to learn. I was eager to get to where I wanted to go. And he taught me everything he knew, and he was able to break it down into steps to where I could apply it safely. I already had a strong foundation, I already had the basic bike control. So I was able to apply what he was teaching me in bite-sized pieces. And within 30 days, I went from chasing wheelies on 1,000 cc's to scraping wheelies without looping the bike. It was a complete game changer because keep in mind, I had been riding for 15 years and I thought that meant something, but I had no control when that bike came up. So then I realized it wasn't about how much time, like you can ride and ride and ride and ride for 1,000 miles if you want to. That doesn't equate to full control, right? It's better to have 100 miles doing the right thing than 1,000 miles just doing random shit. So in a 30-day span, I completely see new growth. I couldn't believe it. And then I realized, wait a minute, I didn't even crash. I expected a crash and it never came. So now I'm starting to get recognition now because up until this point, I was a regular rider. I blended in with everyone else. Now that I'm wheeling, I stick out like a sore thumb. I'm getting respect. Everyone's asking me, yo, bro, how do you do that? Can you teach me how to wheelie? Can you teach me how to control my bike? Yo, that looks so cool, yada, yada. I'm like, well, I can at least teach you what I learned, right? So I started teaching my friends and they started to get results. They started to learn how to wheelie the bike without crashing. I was like, holy crap. I didn't just get lucky. This system and this method actually works. And things started to gradually spread into what it is now. Now I'm teaching riders all over the world this method that allows them to break down this science. The only difference between an elite rider and an average rider, it's not the bike. It's not that they have an extra arm or extra leg. It's what's going on inside the rider's mind. One rider is operating off of general information, then the other rider is operating with thoughts inside of his mind that's giving him elite results. It's a mentality. It's a way of thinking. The bike don't change. The person doesn't change. It's what's going on inside the rider's mind. So as you guys can see, I live up in the mountains. If you guys don't already know who I am, I wheelie through the fucking mountains on 1,000 cc's. The bike has stock sprockets, no idle adjustments, stock handlebars. The bike is pretty much stock. And I wheelie through these canyons like it's nobody's business. Now, it takes a certain way of thinking to be able to, people will call it crazy enough to attempt this, but guess what? I'm completely safe. It's like if you talk to a surgeon, he's performing surgery, or you talking to an airplane pilot, he flies an airplane. Those things are extremely dangerous, but with the right training, the right thoughts, he makes it completely safe. I'm completely safe on my bike. Now, if this sounds like something that you're interested in, bro, you're in the place to be. If you want to become an elite rider, someone who's very calculated, who's very precise, who knows and can think on a certain level that gets them elite results, this is the place for you. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and break down how it actually works, okay? It's super simple 3-step process, okay? You need to follow a blueprint. If you don't know what you're doing, turn on a freaking GPS. If you don't know where you're going, that's the easiest way to get to the destination you want to arrive at. Enter it in the GPS and let the GPS take you there. So once you follow the blueprint, instead of reinventing the wheel, you just do what's already working, okay? Then step 2, you need feedback, okay? You need to record yourself and get feedback on what you're doing. You need eyes on you. You need eyes. You need someone who can see what you can't see because you're just starting out. You don't have the experience. You've never been there before. You don't know what it looks like to get there. So you need someone who's already there who can say, look, make a left, make a right, stop right there, avoid this way, there's a dead end. You don't want to go into that trap. You need someone with eyes, like a bird eye view. All right, once you get the feedback, you know for sure, boom, step 1, you have the blueprint, boom, step 2, you are for sure you're doing it correctly because you have eyes watching you. And then number 3, you need support. On these motorcycles, you're in a freaking battlefield when you step out on the streets. Even if you're at the lot with your bike, this is still a deadly weapon, all right? You need a platoon. You need guys that support you. Any type of high-level operations, these guys have backup. Any type of special op, any type of high elite level of any type of a whole support system that they can call, that they can plan with. If you want to go far, go together. If you want to go fast, go alone. You'll be quickly out there to go fuck your shit up. But if you want to go far, you go together as a pack. There's a saying, packs thrive and the lone wolf dies in the cold alone. I didn't get here by myself. I had a team of strong riders who pulled me up to their level. All right, you need guys that are cheering you on, that want to see you win. Guys that are where you want to be. Guys that are on the same journey and the same mission as you are. It's going to give you unlimited fuel, unlimited motivation. And whenever things get hard and you feel like, damn, I don't know if I can go anymore, they're going to give you that one more go. Any problem that you run into, you got support. You got people to talk to. You got people to troubleshoot the problem. And you will always make steady progress because you're not alone. What happens when you're alone? You do all the things that you can do, and then what? You're alone. So having a support system is an absolute cheat code, and it unlocks the higher levels of motorcycle riding. So that's all you need, bro. Now tell me, you got a blueprint, you know exactly what you're doing, you got feedback, you have an expert watching you, and then you have support. Tell me, you don't think you could be successful in becoming an elite rider with all those three things? You got as far as you could on your own. How far can you go with this much power behind you? If you still have doubts and you feel like, man, that ain't enough, then you can work one-on-one with me if you choose to. Only charge a few grand. And guess what? You work one-on-one with an elite rider. Now, the skills that you learn will change your life forever. But this guarantees you'll become an elite rider. You're working one-on-one with me, bro. And I'll only select certain people to invest my time into. If I feel like you actually want it, actually are gonna put in the work, you just want the goal and you don't want the work that comes with it, you don't really deserve it. Those are the people I would never put time into. I don't care how much money you give me. You're wasting my time. I'm here to fulfill my soul through helping other riders change their life and experience the real ride. So if you want the one-on-one option, you can apply once you get inside, shoot me a message. We can see what's going on with you, see what your goals are, see what your situation is, and I'll see if I want to take on the responsibility. But the skills and the mentality that you learn and you take away with after this is done, after you get through the end of your transformation, lasts for a lifetime. Now that is priceless. Listen, man, I'm done talking. If you want to be average, you want to be on YouTube, go to fucking YouTube, bro. This is not for you. This is for people that want the edge. They want to ride at a higher level. They've been to YouTube. They saw what that's about. They've been asking questions, feeling like they're picking up breadcrumbs that people give them. They're done with that shit. They want answers. They want it now. They want to become their best. They want full control over their bike so they can live the rest of their life riding like a god. You got one life to live. I see you on the inside.